So guys, we're going to start today with the crash course is all about SAS based and advanced programming. As we discussed, it is very important today. The SAS job market, it is not going to end the way we think today and we are ignoring SAS. SAS is also equally important as a deadly combination of SAS, SQL, Python. You can definitely get an opportunity in India and abroad is very high. Ignoring SAS, you're losing opportunities. At the same time, SAS is a programming language which is most powerful than SQL, Python, Oracle, or any database programming language in this world. SAS is more powerful than anyone else. And why it is so powerful, when we do the programming, we'll understand. Again, before we start the session, the programming has been defined here into three different parts. So I have called this as a part one, part two, part three. The part one is all about base level SAS programming. Then the part two is all about day two, advanced level SAS programming. And the last one, day three, which is going to be expert level SAS programming using SAS SQL programming and SAS macro programming automations. Now I'm going to start with the day one, which is called base SAS level one programming, where we'll be talking about how to go for creating libraries, what is called SAS temporary datasets, how to understand SAS programming steps, how to describe libraries and datasets, data importing and exporting within SAS environment, data reading and writing using infile and file statement. We'll also talk about how to use keep, drop, rename toward data manipulation within the dataset, how to filter values from a dataset to create another datasets by filtering using operators and operands. We'll also talk about how to go about sorting datasets, how to go for creating a conditional statement using if then do statement in SAS. Then finally, we'll go for summarizing datasets towards how to go for transposing dataset from column to rows and rows to column. This is what we're targeting to complete in day one class. When I say day one class, I'm going to start with, so what I'll do first, guys, I'll open my Google Chrome, the browser, I will write SAS on demand. The moment I write SAS on demand, it is opening here, SAS on demand academy. You got to click on the access now. When you click on access now, you'll click on the sign in. You just have to give your login ID password. This is SAS Studio. SAS On Demand Academy is for the students, university students, or somebody wants to learn SAS. They can go for SAS on Demand Academy and they can get easily access SAS Studio. You will be getting almost close to 5 GB cloud memory free on your login. So I have created my login here. I use the password which I have created for myself. Then I'll go for launching the SAS Studio. So let me take you through, guys, what is SAS Studio here. So in this SAS Studio, in the left side, we call this as server files and folders, where we'll go and create our own folder for the class, which we'll be doing it today. Then below here, task and utilities, libraries, you can click on the library to see. You can expand your system defined library and user defined library, and work is called temporary library. So when we do not define any library or any database, by default data goes to work. The way in SQL it goes to master database, in SAS it comes to work database, or we call work library. Now we will get to know about libraries part. First, we'll go for server, files and folder. What will I do here? I would be going for creating my folder. Since I want to go for creating a folder, I will say right click, new. I'll create a folder here. I call this as SAS Crash Course. Is my folder name is called SAS Crash Course. Once I see SAS Crash Course, I'll be creating a folder inside, which is called part one base label programming, part one base label. So once I create this part one base label inside this folder, I want to create 4 folders. A1 for data. I want to create inside this one more folder which is called a2.code. Whatever code we will be writing, we'll be storing inside this a2.code folder. Then whatever dataset I'll be creating, I'll create another folder which is called a3.dataset here. Then the last folder which I want to create, if I write a program, I want to get the output. I want to store the output to a4.output folder. So this is how I have to go for keeping data inside this. Now, since I want to go for writing the program, so this is for today. I call this as my part one base label programming. I also go for creating copy to. I go for SAS crash course. I copy it over here. Then I rename this to called part 2 advanced level programming. Then I also want to go for copy to. This time I want to call this as the last one, which is going to be expert level program, that is part 3. So that means, so I have created now 3 different folder for day 1, day 2, day 3 programming. In day 1 I have 4 folders. In day 2 I have 4 folders. In day 3 also I have 4 folders. In the part 1, which is called base level programming, I will be writing program inside. So automatically you can see there's a program window is open, or you can close it. You can right click here, you can create new as a SAS program window. Save this program. I want to save this program inside this folder. Going to part 1 base SAS, base level programming. Inside the code, I want to save this called base level program. So it is going to store with the extension of the code file as .sas file. So when I say I select this code folder and I save this, I can see inside this is stored as base label program.sas. So this is how the program has been created. Is this making sense to all of you guys, everyone? Is this making sense to all of you guys, what I did
Yes,
here?
sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So before we start with SAS, let me give you a background about SAS. SAS stands for Statistical Analysis System. So what is called Statistical Analysis System? SAS, when it was created, SAS has many components. Number one, SAS programming is one component. Second, SAS analytics is one component. Third, SAS visualization is one more component. Then fourth, SAS data mining is a component. Today's date, SAS AI ML is the fifth component in SAS. So if you know SAS, you can get familiar to programming, you can get familiar to SAS analytics, you can get familiar to SAS visualizations, you can get to SAS data mining, and you can get SAS AI ML. Now, all these component, SAS sells a software license with the name of SAS Via. So if you have SAS Via, you get every other component in SAS. So before starting a career in SAS, we must start with SAS programming. Now SAS programming number one is called base SAS programming. Second one is called advanced SAS programming, right? So base SAS programming and SAS advanced SAS programming, Now we will be doing everything in these three different labels: label 1, label 2, label 3. Label 1 is for base SAS programming, label 2 for advanced SAS programming, label 3 for expert level SAS programming. So we'll be doing all these three programmings today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow. Having said these 3 days, we want to complete this. Now let me go and start with the SAS programming. So before starting SAS programming, we must familiar to SAS jargons. So what is the meaning of SAS jargons? So I'll be showing this example to you all guys here. SAS jargons like number one, in SQL database, in SAS we call this as library. So we have to understand, in SQL we call database, in SAS we call library. In SQL we call table, in SAS we call data set. Now, third, in SQL we call columns, right? In SAS we call variables. Four, in SQL we call records. In SAS we call observations. So these are something we should be getting familiar to, right? So this is what is very important. Remember, SAS query window, basic commands. What is the basic command? First of all, to comment, press Control plus question mark. To uncomment, you will use again Control plus question mark. So for example, if I do Control question mark is comment, Control question mark is uncomment. So this is very important. Now to run program, you will say press F3. So this is how you can go for. You can select this program. You can go here, which is saying as press F3, or you can just run this man. The code will run automatically. This is what the very, very basic commands in SAS programming we should know. Now let's start with the content for the class today. So the SAS content, what we are going to do here. So these are the content we'll be covering. So these are the 10 content which we'll be covering. So we call this as base level programming content in SAS. So how to look forward to have a base level programming for content in SAS? So first thing is that SAS libraries, okay, call SAS libraries and dataset naming criteria. So SAS library naming criteria, there are three criteria we have to follow. Library name should not be more than 8 characters long. Library name should not be more than 8 characters long. Secondly, library name must start with alphabets or an underscore only. Third is going to library name must follow with alphabets, underscore, and numbers only. So these are the three different criterias we have to follow now. This is very, very important. when you go for creating a library, we have to follow these three different criteria. Is this making sense to all of you guys, everyone? Is this making
Yes, sir.
sense to all? Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
what happens, guys, if I write libname, then this is going to be libref library reference. Then you have to give it here path, then semicolon, run. This is the syntax for creating library. We call this syntax for creating the library. So what happens, guys? If I want to create my library first, so I'll create libname SAS. I just call this as a call this as SAS underscore prog. So this is what my library name SAS prog I have written, and then I'm going to give a path. The path for this in this base level dataset where I want to keep all my dataset, I will right click on this dataset properties. I'll copy this whole path from here and I'll be pasting this here. Then I can call this as run. When you say run, what happens here? It is created the library. Now this it is saying that if you look at the log window, so in the log window, what you see guys here, you get this message. It's saying library reference SAS prog was successfully assigned. It is in SAS version 9 engine. Physical name, the file path which is given in this folder path, your dataset has been created. So this is how you go for creating library. Now remember guys, test. How do you go for the test? If I say SAS space prog, can it be a library name? It will throw an error,
No,
right?
sir.
We cannot. Now, if we say live name SAS hyphen prog, can it be?
No, sir.
It's not going to be, right? Now, if you say I want to go for giving SAS underscore program, can it be? It is also not going to be. The reason why, because it is more than 8 character long. It's saying that SAS program is not a valid SAS name because it is more than 8 character long. Can I have library name with called SAS at the rate prog? It is also 8 character. Can it be? If you run this program, it says no, SAS prog is not a valid SAS name. So this is how we understand. These are the criteria we need to follow for creating your library name. So ultimately your SAS prog, which you created, this is the right way to write the library name. Now next is called SAS dataset and variable naming criteria. We call dataset and variable name should not be more than 32 character long. Then your dataset name and variable name. Dataset name and variable name must start with alphabet or an underscore. Dataset name and variable name must be followed with alphabet, underscore, and numbers only. This is the criteria we have to follow. For example, if you say test, if I write here sales underscore department, can it be a dataset name?
Yes, sir.
It can be a dataset name as per the criteria. If I write sales hyphen department, can it be a dataset name?
No, sir.
No.
It cannot be. It cannot be a dataset name. Is this clear? Can I write sales
Yes, sir.
underscore sales underscore or sales at the rate department? Can it be?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It cannot be a dataset name because it has special
Spatial character.
character as what? Hyphen. In this example, what you'll say? Because it has special character called at the rate. Does it make sense to all?
Yes,
Everyone.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that clear? Okay. Now, since we understand about what? About how to go for creating your library and creating your dataset name. Now, first of all, can you tell me what is the library we created now, everyone?
Says
SAS Pro.
SAS Prog.
SAS underscore prog. And where will you see this? If you go to the libraries, if you expand the libraries below here, you see SAS prog library has been created. But inside this, there is no data set because we haven't created any data set yet. So this is how we need to understand how to navigate after creating the library to see your data sets inside the library. Now the question is coming, how would I go for creating a data set? How would I go for creating a dataset, temporary datasets using SAS programming? Now let's do this temporary datasets programming over here. What will I do first? I'll go for inside this data. Inside this data, I right click, I create another folder. Now this folder, I give this name as A1 dot data reading folder. I created a data reading folder now here, right? Now inside this, I will say right click, upload few files. So which file I want to upload now? I just choose file. I'll go to this base data reading. I see all these 6 files. Now I want to read those files into my SAS environment. What I did, I can see all the files have come. What I did first, I'll just repeat this, right click, and I said upload files, choose the file location. I went to select my folder. Inside this, all the files I have. Then I'll say open and close. So this is how I got all the files are coming. Now, how to check this file? Start data one. If I say open, it shows it is a fixed format file. Start data one is a fixed format file. Why I call this fixed format file? I'll show you guys here. So if you go back to the folder, if you look at the data reading, go to this file. If you select this here below, you can see here. Hey guys, are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is saying as what? Line 1, column 1. If you select this here.
Yes, sir.
Now, what happens if you select this here? It's saying line 2, column 1. If you select here, it's saying what? Line 18, column 1. Now, if you select here, it's saying line 18, column number 21. If I select here, it's saying what? Column number 31. If I select here, it called column number 36. If I select here, it's saying column number 44. If I select here, it's saying column number 54 or 55. So this is how we understand how to read the fixed format data file because it is starting with some variable values, starting to end positions. Again, it starts with fix with some starting position to end position. Again, it's going with. Now, from here to here, it is my customer last name. If I go employee's last name, if I go from here to here, it is employee's first name. This is employee code, which is given E0029. This is employee job title. It is given employee date of joining, and it is also given here employee's salary, how much they're getting. Now, this is the file which I want to read now. So what I have done, since I want to read this file, just let me close all the file here. Fine. What will I do now, guys, here? I'm going to read this file into your SAS environment, this file. So first of all, I will write here data stuff. I'll say infile. Why I'm giving infile, that also I'll tell you. In this infile, I'll give this file path, which is inside this folder, staff properties. I can copy this file path here. This is infile file path. Then I will give input statement to define my column input. What is the column input? I know the first one is employee's last name, which starts from, it's a character field. So $1 to 20 character, I will put it like this. Then it is having first underscore name, that is also character. It is going to be 21 to 30 character long. Then I go for here just to show you the data file one more time. So let me go back. Next is called employee code. So I'll be writing here the program called employee underscore code that starts from character field 31 to 35. Then the next is called job title. So I write job title, which is also character 36 to 43. And how do I calculate this? If I select here, it shows employee code starting from 31. It is ending at what? 35. 36 is starting the job title. So that's why I given 36 to what? This ending with at 44. That means it is ending at 43. This is for job title. Then after job title, the date of joining. So I'll write date of joining as it is. Then I'll say salary, which is 54 to 59 character because it is starting with 54. You can see here after the salary starts 54, it is ending at the last, which is called 59. It's showing 60 means one step back. So 59 here. Then I can use run and I can call the data set. But date of joining, it is coming as what? MMDDYY format. So I'll write here in format the date of joining as MMDDYY 8 dot format. But I want to write this as date of joining MMDD 10 dot format. When I go for using proc print data is equal to dataset name is staff. If I run the program, what is happening now, guys? If I run this program, it shows me my dataset has been created, but it is happened in format as MMDD YY8 dot. This is format MMDD YY 10 dot. So now it is coming perfectly. I can read my data, which is coming here. I'll explain this code now, right? In this program, explain the code. So how will you explain this code? In this, data is the statement, right? To create dataset step, and every statement ends with semicolon. Remember, guys, every SAS programming statement ends with semicolon. Now, what is infile statement? Infile is the statement to give the external file path to read data. This is how we have to understand what is the use of infile statement. Then input statement. Input is the statement to define column inputs to read data from the file. This is called input statement. An input statement, variable followed by dollar means character. Variable followed without anything means it is a numeric field. In format, we'll say in format is the statement to read data into SAS format. And you can say format to write data into SAS format. So this is how you need to go for explaining the code. And proc print, you will say proc print statement to print the result of a data set. How does your data set look like is going to be. And what is run statement? Run is the statement to execute the program. This run statement to execute the program. Does it make sense to all?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now what happens when we run this program? In the log window, it says that your data set has gone to what? Work library. Are you getting this? Are you getting this, guys? The data set work.staff. When we do not give the library a reference, data set will get into the temporary library, that is work library. Is that clear now, everyone?
Yes.
The disadvantages of work library is that when we close the program, right, all data sets inside the work library will vanish. Is that clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Hey guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now the question is that how to keep data sets to a permanent library. Right. So to keep a data set to permanent library, you will just give your library name SAS underscore prog and dot. This is your library and this is your data set. Now, when you go for printing also, when you go for printing this data set, you will also give a reference to what? The library reference SAS underscore prog dot stop. Now, when you run this program in the log window, it says that dataset SAS prog.stop 18 observation 6 variables. So you can see that it is coming here. Understood now, guys, everyone? Now, when you say print the output, it will open in the result window in HTML format. This is how your dataset looks like. If you go back to the folder where you create datasets, you can see inside this your SAS staff dataset has been created. If you go to the library, you can also see in the library inside this SAS prog, your staff dataset is also created. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
How to go for creating a library and how to giving a reference to your datasets to go to the library? Is this clear to all?
Yes.
Right. Now, guys, what we'll do here, let's understand data reading in SAS. What is called data reading in SAS? I'll show this example to you here, guys. Now, go back to the folder, go back to the data, go for this step 2, this tab data 2, open. In this, can anyone tell me what is the delimiter?
Comma.
Comma.
Comma is a delimiter. Now, how will you go for reading this data to a comma delimiter? You will write here data, call this, let's say I want to go for creating staff version 1 dataset. I will say infile, giving this file path, properties, copy the file path from here for data2.txt Then I have to define DLM equal to comma. It's a comma delimiter file. Input would be what? Input is your last underscore name as a character field. You don't have to define any length for this because it's coming from the reading data, and comma as a delimiter. Then you can go for first underscore name as dollar as a character field, employee underscore code as a dollar as a character field, job title as character field. Then you can go for date of joining and giving the salary information here. What you'll do here, you will write in format date of joining as mmddyy8 dot format. However, you want to write the SAS date of joining into mmddyy10 dot format, and you can say run the program to say prog print data is equal to staff version 1. If you run this program, what is happening? It is happening that you got your data set, but the only issues happened here. Your data is coming with a header. You do not have to define the header. In this data, what is happening guys here? If you see your data, it is coming with the header already.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
getting this guys?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now the question is that how can I go for reading this data without the header? Can you help me? Then what will you do here in this case? While reading this data, you want to define that you want to read the data from the first line up. You want to miss the first line. So you will say first row is equal to 2. Or maybe it is called
First obs, I think.
um, first ops is equal to 2. Now if you run this program, see what is happening. Does it give you the right output guys, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is how we go for reading this data. Now we can also use OR. What is OR? Inside this program, rather using infile this path, I can use cards. Infile cards. Now here I can use cards to put the temporary data inside. What does it mean? Temporary data inside means I'll be going for open. I can copy all this data from here. Then I can come back to my code. I can paste it here. Then semicolon. After last one, you can go for semicolon. So this is how, rather giving this file path to read the data, you can also do this way. Now, if you run this program, what is happening guys here? Your data set is also coming. It is as same as what we did in the first. Everyone, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we can
Yes, sir.
give this file path or we can write copy paste this data. But mostly what we do, if it is 10, 20 records, we can copy paste. If the data is more than 10, 20, if it is 20,000, we cannot copy paste. We have to give the file path to read the data. Is this clear to all of you guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
can
sir.
you tell me this data set goes to which library?
Work.
So temporary.
It is going
Work
for work
library.
lab because
Work.
we haven't given any reference. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now this is one example. So we call this as example 1. Now let's move to the next example, which is called example 2. In this example 2, what we will do here, I have a data set which is called 3. The delimiter is what guys? Here is the delimiter is called tab, which is not going to be visible but is tab. So how to go for reading this data? You will write what? Data staff version 3. I write infile to give the file path. So file path is going to be this. Done. Now I will write DLM. What is the DLM here? DLM equal to 09x. Okay. Then I'll use what? Input statement. What is this input statement? It is as same as what we have done in the previous examples. So just copy paste. Last name, first name, date of joining, and everything is same. Then I can say run I can say prog print data is equal to this,
version 3.
right? So again, I want to check the data here. Is it looking good to you? Yes, it's all good. Last name, first name is the first observation. Now, if I go for running this program, what is happening? Does it read the data properly? It is reading the data properly, but the only issues happen. It is reading the first line as your header. However, you should read the data from where?
Second
You will write
First
first
ops.
ops
ops
equal
equal
to 2.
2.
So you're giving an instructions to read the first observation, that is 2. Is this clear to all of you guys, everyone? Is this clear?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me guys why I'm not keeping this data set to my permanent library. Why? Because I have given 5 GB RAM. If I create every data set going to my library, it will occupy my system memory. Tomorrow I will open my SAS. The cloud is so heavy, it will take processing time more to run my code. So I don't want to make my libraries heavy. That's why I'm keeping all the datasets in work library now. But wherever it is required to keep the dataset into your permanent library, I'll keep that. Now the same program, if I want to write in OR, can anyone tell me how will I go for writing the same program through cards? What will I write here? What the first thing I want to change here?
Location, infile location.
Infile
Yes,
DLM.
I'll say cards.
Infile location.
Right. Then I'll use what?
Card.
Cards. Then
Cards.
after the cards, what will I do here?
Copy
I'll say
paste.
open this to copy paste this entirely. Then where do you want to paste this? I want to paste this here. Then I'll put a semicolon. If I run this program, does it work? Let's see. It is working fine. It is working fine. Yes or no, guys, everyone?
So,
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
Now we'll go for this 4. What is this 4 saying? What is the delimiter in this data, guys, everyone?
Pipe.
Pipe as a delimiter, right? So how do you go for reading this data when pipe as a delimiter? So you'll say example 3, right? So for this, I'll copy the same code. I'll call dataset name is 4. And the file path would be what? Properties. Copy this file path. And I'll be storing this file over here. DLM is equal to what? Vertical bar. First ops is equal to what? 2. Rest all is all fine. I can call my dataset. I can see my dataset. I'm able to read this data properly. Everyone, yes or no? Yes or no,
Yes,
guys?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
If I really want to read this data another way, I can use what? Or in
Using
this program, I just have to copy paste this program. However, I will use, instead of path, I'll use cards.
cards.
Then I will use what? Cards here. To right click on this, go to the open, copy this data, copy from here and paste it. Then you put a semicolon. If you run this program, you can see your data reading is happening perfectly. We are able to read the data now. Yes or no, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
yes.
Now we'll talk about data reading challenges. Okay. So what is called data reading challenges? Data reading challenges. Data reading challenges means the first one. Challenge 1. Challenge 1 says that what if data is missing in the end of each data lines? End of the data line, not each. What does it mean? If data is missing in the end of the data line, what does it mean? Look at here. If I open this data, last name is given, first name is given, employee code is given, job title is given, date of joining is given, and salary information is given. Perfect. All the information in this line, all the information is given here, but the third line, Smith, Mitchell, Smith, Michael, employee code, job title, date of joining is given, but the salary information is missing. Are you getting this, guys, everyone here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now it should have 18 records. As per my understanding, we are reading 18 records from this data set. Now data is missing in the last record of it. Now how to treat them all? What will you do first is here, you will say data staff version 5. In file, I'll give the file path. Properties, copy this file path from here. When I copy this, I also have a delimiter in this data. What is the delimiter? Can anyone tell me? What is the delimiter?
It's the comma.
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 So I write what? DLM is equal to comma, and my
Comma.
first underscore ops is equal to 2. Yes or no? The first ops is equal to 2. Then I will be defining my input statement. Chalo, I just copy paste this. Right? When I say proc print data is equal to staff 4, staff 5. If I run this program, what is happening? Did I see my 18 observations coming? No, it is 17 observations coming. What happened here? What happened? After Smith, since the data is missing in the last record, what is it doing here? After Smith, it is missing the data for Linster Colin. Why? Because data is missing. It is directly omitting this record and going to the next record called Wade. You can see that, which is coming out here. Yes or no? Is it coming Linster after Smith? No, it is going for next to next row, which is wrong. Yes or no, guys? Everyone.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So what will you do? How to avoid such type of error? To avoid such type of error, what we do here in the program, we use an option called miss over. What miss over will do? If it is missing in the last record, it will stop there. It will not omit this. It is giving now Linster. All 18 observations coming. If the value is missing, it's saying value is missing here. Is this clear now, guys? Why do we go for using miss over? We use miss over when the values are missing in the end of data lines. Is that clear now? Is that clear? Now
Where
we'll
we
go to,
write this misover with what position?
we have to write in the infile statement only. We have to write in the infile statement after the path, delimiter, first ops, then we have to write miss over here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Challenge number 2. Challenge number 2 is that what if the missing values, what if data is missing in between the data lines? In between the data lines. This is the challenge number 2. It was a challenge number 1. Now you have a challenge number 2. So how to go for doing this? For example, you have given the data set. If you open, you can see the values are missing in between. Are you able to see this, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now, how to go for reading those data when the values are missing in between? Now, for this example, I would be going for using. I'll give this file path, properties. I just copy the path as it is. This is going to version 6. This is also version 6. I want to print. However, since I know my values are missing in between, I'll use DESD. DSD means data sensitive delimiter. Then you will go for DLM as comma, then miss over. If you're going DSD, DLM, miss over together, you got to read the data. Even if the data is missing in between, it will give the data perfectly of all 18 observations. It's saying here, as per your data, your last name is there, first name is there, but employee code is missing, which is here. You can see that it's coming here. Employee code is missing. For Wade, you can see date of joining is missing. Look at the data. For Wade, date of joining is missing here. Salary information, the date of joining is missing. It's saying data joining is missing is coming as dot. So remember, the character value missing in SAS dataset will come blank. Numeric data missing in the dataset is going to call as dot. We call period, right? So how do you do this? He will say important note. The note is that in the dataset, character variable values missing will be denoted as blank. Are you getting this, guys, everyone? In the dataset, numeric values missing will be denoted as
Period.
dot or
Dot.
period. Is this clear to all, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Now there is an important interview question. What is the important interview question? The important interview question is going to be, what is DSD and where we use that? How do you answer this? How do you answer this?
Data is
When
missing.
reading data
DSD stands for
from data lines and values are missing in between, we use DSD as data sensitive delimiter to read data properly with missing values. Is that clear to all, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
This is one question. Second question, what is misover in SAS? You will say misover is an option in SAS we use with infile statement to read data properly with missing information in the end of data lines. Is that clear to all, everyone? Are you getting this? Are you
Yes, sir.
getting this?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we are going to start with SAS Programming Steps. What is SAS Programming Steps? SAS programming based on two steps. Number one, this is called data step to create the data set. Number two, this is called proc step to print the data set output result in the output window. Okay, so what does it mean? When we write a program like this, when we write a program like this, let's say this is staff, right? In this program, this is called data step, right? Starts with data statement to create the data set. You will say and ends with run statement to execute the program. This is called data step. This is proc step. Start with proc statement to print the output of the data set. Is this clear? SAS programming steps to clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, how to describe your library. Guys, tell me the library name. What is the library name? What's the library name we have, guys? Can anyone tell me?
SAS Prog.
Staff prog.
SAS Prog is the library name. Give me a dataset name. Give me a dataset name, guys.
Staff data.
Right. So to describe the library, what we do here, guys, we write prog contains data is equal to SAS underscore prog dot underscore all underscore. Then I can say run. If I run this program, what is happening? It is showing me SAS prog is the library which is used in version 9 of SAS. The library path is given here. It is the owner. Since I am the owner, it is given my ID here. It is having one member, that is a staff dataset. Now in this staff dataset, it is giving you SAS dataset is given that it is having 18 observations, 6 variables. Total observations length is 64. It below shows that what is the dataset and what is the path where the dataset is being stored. The SAS dataset stored with .SAS7b DAT format. The code stores with .SAS. The dataset of the SAS dataset stores with .SAS7b DAT. It shows the variable in the dataset and their data type. Num means numeric, char means character. By default, the length is 8, or you can define the character length up to 32,767. So this is what we understand about how your datasets library is going to come. You know what? If you take the same program, just use NODS. NODS means no description. It is just simply going to show you in your library, this is only one dataset that is called staff now. No other datasets inside this. Is this clear to all? Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
to describe the dataset, you write prog contains data is equal to staff, and you will say run. When you run this program, what is happening? It's saying the staff dataset is in work library. Since you did not define the library name, had it been defined SAS underscore prog dot, it will show you the details. SAS prog dot staff dataset is having 18 observations, 6 variables. Total length is 64. This is the file path where the dataset has been stored. All the variable, but variable are coming in ascending order. If you want to make this proper order, you can simply write var num. So var num means it will go with as per the datasets variable list, which is first is last names, first name, employee code, job title, date of joining, and salary. It is given the data type, character numeric, and data types length. So this is how we go for describing a dataset. Also, to see only the header, you can write short. Var num is short. If you're using short as an option, it gives you only the header of the dataset. So we can easily identify these are the header. These are the header of your dataset, which you can find it out here. Does it make sense to all of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Var num is an option to put variable in order. Short is an option to see the header list of variables name. Does it make sense to all? Everyone? Are you
Yes, sir.
getting this?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So guys, this is what We have to find out. Understood? Understood, guys?
Yes.
Right? Fine. So we have completed this now. We'll take a small break before we start the next topic. What's the time now, guys? The time is 4:02. Please come back by 10 minutes. 4:12, we will start the class. I will not wait for anybody. 4:12, the class will begin. So now, guys, we'll be starting with data importing and exporting. What will I do now? Right click. I'll create a new folder here. That is called A2 data importing. So what will I do now first? Going to this folder, I will say upload files. Choose the file. My location is given here. May 2025 23.xlsx.txt and .csv file. These all three files I uploaded now to the SAS. And I want to go for reading this file one after another. So now let's go for reading this text file, CSV file and Excel file into your SAS environment. So how to go for reading this data? First of all, go back to the folder, open this Excel file. In this Excel file, you can see the data for May 2023 is given. However, it is having a tab which is called made_Australia that I want to read now. What will I do now since I have taken this data to here, .xlsx file, data importing from Excel file. So how do you go for data importing from Excel file? You will first use options, valid var name equal to V7. Why do we use this? Sometimes we import the data, the variable name is not asked for SAS. So SAS will take care of it while it is reading the data. If there is any hyphen, underscore, or space, anything is given, it will automatically change to SAS naming convention. That's why we say valid var name, variable name V7. Then we have to use here proc import out. I will use my library SAS underscore prog dot made underscore, let's say 2026. Then I'll write here data file from where you want to read the data. You want to read data from here, right click, properties, copy this file path, right? dbms is equal to xlsx, replace sheet is equal to made underscore Australia, right? Now, if you run this program, what is happening? It says that there are 5,112 rows have been affected, 24 variables. It shows customer ID 123 represents numeric, A represents character, and any field is representing date time, it's a date time value. That is how we need to identify data types. We are okay. Go to the log window. In the log window, since you run the code and automatic is created, it is not going to show anything in the log window. There is no error, there is no warning messages. Data is perfectly imported. If you go back to the SAS datasets, you can see May 2026.SAS7b DAT dataset has been created. This is from Excel file. Now we'll talk about data importing from text file. So how will you go for data reading from a text file? Right click on this, go to open. It looks like the text file data is it is called as vertical bar as a delimiter. Now how to go for reading this data? You will write what? Options, valid var name is equal to V7, version 7. You'll use proc import out is equal to SAS underscore prog dot made underscore 2026. Then you can say data file. The file path properties, copy this file path here, then write dbms is equal to DLM replace, it's a delimiter replace, use delimiter in this case is vertical bar. Then you have to run the program. When you run this program, see it is also made 2026. I just give a name called version 1. If I run this program, I don't want to increase my memory, so I will just take it to work library. If I run this program, what is happening guys here? It's saying that work.made underscore 2026 version 1 is created. It is having 5,112 observations and 24 variables. And you can see all the variable name is coming with as per SAS naming convention with underscore. Is not taking anything as a space in between. So system has taken care. This is called data reading from a text file. If you go to the log window, you can see when you read the data from a text file in the backend, it is also written the code like data work.this in file the file path. It's saying first ops equal to 2, miss over DSD, everything is written. It is writing in format to read all the variables, format to write all the variables, then is using input to column defining column name, character, numeric, then run. So rather looking at this code, you can simply do proc import. You can also do the same job what is done in the backend. Now we'll talk about data importing from CSV file. So how do you go for importing data from a CSV file? This is the CSV file. I want to read it. So I will write here options valid var name equals to V7. Then you write what?
Sir, I have one question, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
So why are we using valid var name? What is the reason?
Because let's say your data set is having space spent space amount. SAS will not read this as spent space amount. SAS will automatically convert that to spent underscore amount. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is where we go for using valid var name. So SAS automatically take care while importing this. Clear now?
Yes,
Is
sir.
this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now data file. I'll copy this path from here. I'll be pasting this. DBMS is equal to CSV replace. That's it. And CSV does not have any sheet name. Simply if you go and run this program here, you can see your dataset has gone to work library and it is having 5,112 rows and 24 variables. All the variable list is given out here. So this is how guys we go for importing data. Now to export data into .xlsx, then .txt and .csv file. How do you do that? Let's say I have a dataset this. I want to export this to text file, CSV file and all. First of all, where you want to export, you find out the file path. The file path in your folder when you created this here, inside this, you have data, code, output. Now this is called output folder. Copy the path here. So this is the file path, or we call output file path for your understanding. Now, how do you go for exporting data? You write here proc. You don't have to use options valid var name because already you are exporting SAS dataset. It is already SAS naming convention. Proc export data is equal to dataset name. What is the dataset name you have? This is my dataset name. Then here you will write out file equal to this is the file path. And the file name you want to go for made underscore 2026 dot xlsx. Then dbms is equal to, you can write xlsx replace. If you want to give a sheet underscore name, sheet name you want to go for, you can give the sheet name, let's say made_Australia. If you run this program, what is happening guys here? You see your data has come here, which is an Excel file. If you right click, download the file, it will come to your download folder. In this download folder, you can see the file is created here. Everyone, are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand how data exporting is happened from SAS to Excel file? Same way, if you want to go for exporting data, we call exporting to Excel file. Now let's talk about exporting to text file. You will be exporting to text file by this way.
सर
Call this
एक्सक्यूज मी
yes.
सर ये आउटपुट फाइल का जो पाथ है वो हमें बाहर से लेना है या यहीं से
यहीं
मतलब
से
ये जो आउटपुट
you have to do everything here. Since you are using your university studio, you will not be able to get it from outside, or you cannot give it to outside path. You have to keep everything here, then you can download from here. Okay.
यस सर यस
So delimiter is going to be here, pipe and semicolon. So when you are exporting this file to that folder, you can see exporting is done. Everything is fine. 5,113 records were written to this file path. Okay. Now, if you go back here, the txt file, if you open, you can see the txt file is coming with comma as a vertical bar as a delimiter, because in this program you made it vertical bar. If you want to make it to comma, what will happen? You can see here, this file is now, if you open, it's a comma delimiter. Do you understand guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
we'll talk about exporting to CSV file. How do you go for export to CSV file? Copy the same code. However, you will just give it to .csv, and CSV dbms is equal to what? CSV replace, nothing else, and there is no delimiter. If you export this data, you can see your data has come to CSV. Right click, and the problem is that you cannot open this file. Rather, you can download the file. You can see this CSV file over here. Now, this is how guys we got the CSV file. Does it make sense to all, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we understood about data importing and exporting. Now the very next topic we're going to discuss here, it's all about data reading using infile statement and file statement. This is very, very important question. What is called data reading using infile and file statement? I will be doing that example to you all. Hey guys, given this data in data reading, I won't read this data, which is a comma delimiter file. So how do you read this data? Data reading using infile statement. Already we have done this, but we'll repeat it one more time. Data stuff infile, given the file path is here. File path. Then you're using DLM, comma. Then you're using your input statement, last underscore name as a dollar, right? Then first underscore name as a dollar, employee underscore code as a dollar, job title as a dollar, date of joining, and salary, which is given as numeric. Then you're using in format date of joining as mmddyy8 dot. Why I'm saying mmddyy8 dot? Because if you open this file, you can see it is the date is coming. Oh, mmddyy 10 dot format. It is mmddyy 10 dot format. Okay, fine, no issues. So I'll say 10. And why it is 10? Look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have this here now, 10 dot. Then we have a format. And we also have given us a run statement. We call this as a proc print data is equal to staff dataset. Now what is happening here? If you're using infile statement, you're reading the data. The problem is that you have to read data with what? First ops equal to
2.
2.
equal to 2.
Yes, sir.
So now we run this program to see the output is coming. Perfect. Now this data set I want to export now. So we'll say data writing using file statement. Before going for file statement, you find out output file path. Your output file path would be what? Would be here, these properties. Copy this path from here, right? So how to do that? You will say data underscore null underscore, because if I don't want to create any data set by exporting, I want to export this staff data set. Then I will use put my variable's name as it is. Then before put, I will use file to give the file path. This is the file path. And the file name is called staff.txt file. I want to go for DLM. I'll give it as comma. Put, and I'll say run state. We'll see what is happening. This is called run the program and see what is happening. Let's see. Now in the output file, you have a staff.txt file is coming. You can see your data is coming with comma delimited. Does it come with the header?
No, sir.
It's not
No.
coming with the header. To give your header, you have another option to do that. But I think we should not talk about this now. We should not talk about this now. But to see this, you can write proc fs list file ref equal to, you can give this file path. If you run this together, you can see how your data has been exported. I got some error. Where I got the error, let me check this. File reference unable to initiate proc due to running with the batch mode, no terminal connection. Okay, so guys, I don't have, normally this is the syntax. Since I'm using the student version, is not accepting to go for exporting outside, so it's okay, fine, no problem. I can see my data by right click and open. I can see the data is coming. To send the data with the header, there is an option. You will write here, if underscore n underscore equal to 1. That means if the first line is equal to 1, then you can put the list of variables over here, put a comma in between. That's it. There are different ways to do that, but I'm just showing you this easiest way. Then say end. If you do like this, and let's say you are going to data staff new. If you run this program, you can see there is a staff new created. If you say open, it is coming with a header. Are you getting this now, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we write the program, right? So interview question. where I'm writing this. Let's interview question. The interview question: difference between infile and file statement. You will say in the answer, infile statement to read data from external path, file statement to write data to the external path. So this is how we have to run the program to understand this. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So we are much closer to finish the class just for some time now. Data to keep, drop, rename variables. What does it mean? For example, guys, to see the header of dataset, what we do, guys, here, we write proc contents data is equal to SAS prog dot made underscore 2026 random with short answer run. If you run this query, you see the variable list is coming for you. This is the header. Everyone, are you there with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is called your dataset name, along with you got the variable list. What are the variables? It is having. So I have, these are the variables in my dataset now. Okay. SAS programming is not case sensitive. Remember, SAS variable values are case sensitive. So what I'll do here, I'll just see what are the variables I have. I have these many variables. I just comment them all. Let's say create a data set with selected variables. That means I want to go for creating data made underscore new set SAS underscore prog dot made underscore 2026. This data set name. I want to write here, keep the variable. Which variable? I want to keep customer underscore ID, company, gender, age, state underscore code, town, number of trips, spend underscore amount. Then you can say run. When you run this program, what is happening, guys, here? It is creating a new data set by keeping only those variables. So when you say keep is going to keep only those variables to keep the data set. We can also write this program by writing keep as an option with the new data set, like this, where you can say keep equal to this and run. This is also same. So in this above, this is also keeping those 6 variables. In this above, keep as a statement. Now you can say in this above, keep as an option. Does it make sense to all? Does it
Yes,
make
sir.
sense to all? Right. Now call creating a new dataset by dropping few variables. So what does that mean? The meaning is that data made underscore new set SAS underscore prog dot made underscore 2026 I want to drop few variables. What are those variable name? So I want to go for dropping these variable names. Drop, and I can say run. How to uncomment all this? I want to drop variables like okay. See, I want to drop these are the variables from the data set. So now the made new would be created by what? By creating only those 6 variables, keeping customer ID, company, gender, age, state code, number of trips, town, and spend amount. So this is how we can write the program for dropping. We can also use drop as an option. Drop as an option. You can use in this. Are you getting this, guys?
Yes, sir.
So we can also write the program this way. We can get the same result as well. So this is called dropping variables. Next, how to rename variables. To rename variables, now let's take this example here. I can use rename customer ID equal to sub ID, subscriber ID. I can write here state code is equal to province. I can write here number of trips is equal to visits. I can write here spend amount is equal to spent. Now, if you run this program, what is happening? You got a new data set, but the field name has been changed permanently. Subscriber ID, province, visits, and spend. Does it make sense to all? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
So this is how we can go for rename. We can also use rename as an option. So how do you do that? Control X. Go over here. Write this equal sign, bracket start, close the bracket twice here. So now if you run the program, you can see rename is working. Everyone, are you getting this? Are you getting this now?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, how to read data by limiting records. What does it mean? Now, guys, please go on mute. Everyone, please go on mute. Thank you. So, what does it mean? It means I'll write here data made new set this. I'll write ops equal to 200 is going to keep only the first 200 records to this data set. You can see only 200 observations are going to come. Can you see? Everyone.
Yes, sir.
So this is how we can go for keeping 200 observations. Now, very importantly, guys, how to go for filtering values using SAS program for operators and operands. For example, I go for creating this data set. I'll give a condition where company equals to or company in bracket start Apollo, Cipla, Geno, Religare, right? And gender equal to, this is case sensitive. If it is capital F, it should be capital F, female, and age between 40 and 70 and state underscore code in, let's say, NSW New South Wales, QLD Queensland, and spent underscore amount is greater or equal to $500. You can give a syntax like this. So normally people, they write program this way so that they can read this very properly before they go for describing this to someone. So this is how they write the syntax. So you can give a where clause with operators and operands. You can see there are 98 records have come. Apollo, Cipla, Geno, Religer, female, age between 40 and 70, and state code New South Wales, Queensland. You can see the spend amount greater than $500. All have been pulled. This is how we go for writing this what? Using filtering values. Are you getting this, guys, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll talk about data sorting in SAS programming. How to sort data sets. Now let's look at your folder. In data manipulation, there is a data which is given as data sorting. Product sales. Now let's go for creating this data into your SAS environment, copy pasting from here. So how would I do this? I'll let data prod underscore sales. Input. These are the column input. Product is going to a character field. Country is going to a character field. And sales is numeric field. Then I will use cards to copy all this data from here. Then I'll say run. Now I will use here infile cards DSD DLM is equal to 09x. Since I'm copying data from Excel to here, by default is coming with delimit. Now problem is that Del Inspirion, it is given as what? It is more than 8 character. By default is 8 characters. So you will say colon to define the length up to, let's say, 20 dot. Country, you can also give a colon to define the length up to 20 dot. So now if you run this program, what is happening here? It is coming with product, country, and sales is all happened here. Now your data is ready. How do you want to see this data? I want to see from this table. I want to get the result like this way. By product and product wise highest selling country name. So I can select this data, sort this data here by select the field product, select the sales in descending order, largest to smallest. You can see product is called Acer Nitro. It has been sold out. India is the highest selling. Asus ROG has been sold out Australia highest, followed by UK. Dell Inspiration has been sold out highest in Canada. I want to get this result. So how do you get this result here? In SAS, you write proc sort data is equal to prod underscore sales. Then by your first field name is called product. Then you will write descending. You will write before descending sales, not after. If you run this program, if you say proc print data is equal to prod sales, what happens here? You can see data set has been created and is sorted. Is it coming Acer Nitro in India? Asus ROG is in Australia. Dell Inspiration is in Canada is the highest selling. Yes or no, guys? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Yes, sir.
To get product wise highest selling country name. Does it make sense to all, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
To get country wise highest selling product name. How do you do that?
By country.
Yes. Just right here, by country. If you do that, you get this output is coming. It is Australia, highest selling product is Asus ROG. Canada, highest selling product name is Dell Inspiron. Are you getting this, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the next question is coming. In real-time work, we write the program without hampering the master dataset. What does it mean? It means proc sort data equal this out is equal to prod cells version 1. So whatever sorting will happen, that will go to this dataset. Master dataset will not impact. This is how we write the program in SAS, because we never want to do anything wrong with the master dataset, which is called prod cells. So we write the program this way. Does it make sense to all, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll start with the conditional statement in SAS and how does it work. For example, guys, we create data made underscore new. We are using set statement to read data from the existing data set, which is called SAS underscore prog dot made underscore 2026. We use keep statement to keep the variables, which is customer underscore ID, company, gender, age, state underscore code, right? Then town, then number of trips, and then the last column is spent underscore amount. Have I done anything wrong in this syntax, guys? Have I done anything wrong in the syntax? Can anyone tell me where the mistake is?
Number of trips.
Number of trips. Yes. Now here I create if the age of the customer is greater or equal to 60, then I want to call this age underscore bucket as old hyphen age. Else if age greater or equal to 40, then age underscore bucket is equal to mid age. Then else the age bucket is going to be young age. Remember, guys, when I create a new variable through conditions, age bucket, I must define the length of that variable, which is dollar, let's say 20 dot. So I'm creating as what? Age underscore bucket here. Same way, I want to go for creating something called customer segment. How will I get this customer segment? I'll say if the spent underscore amount greater or equal to $1,000, then my customer underscore segment is called as premier customer. I'll say else if spent underscore amount greater than equal to $500, we call them as advanced customer. Else customer segment is called retail customer. So this is how I created this. Now I also have to define length of this also $20. I have to define this length first. Then I can go for calling these are the age bucket and this is syntax. Now, since I created this two column age bucket spend customer segment, it is not in the keep statement. So I have to go for keeping those over here as well.
So the age bucket spelling mistake is there.
Okay, I think it's perfect.
The last line.
The length also mistake is there edge bucket.
Yeah, is this clear now, guys?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
when I run this program, what will happen? I can see my age bucket is created, so customer segment is created using my if nested if conditions. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now, if nested if conditions. What is if nested if conditions? I'll do this example for you guys. Look at the data. So I have given some data here. Student score. So I'll be giving the student score here. Data student underscore score input name and score. Name is character. Then I use cards to put this data. I say here infile cards DSD DLM equal to 09x. If you run this program, what is happening? I see name and score is coming. What you want to do here, I want to go for creating a program like this. Data student score set student score. If the score is greater or equal to 600, then I want to call them as, then the division is equal to first division. Else, if the score greater or equal to 400, this is called second division. Now, last condition, else division is going to be third division. Remember, guys, whenever you will be using a new conditional variable, you define their length up to $30 dot. Be in a safer side. Another condition I want to give it here. If the score is greater than equal to 600, then do. Inside this, another if the score is greater than equal to 800, then grade is equal to E, excellent, right? Inside this, else if score is equal to 700 is called A plus. Are you there, guys? Can you see this, what I'm doing here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then I'm writing here else if is greater than equal to 600, we call this as A, then call N. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, else if it is greater than equal to 400, then do. If it is greater than equal to 500, grade is B plus. If it is greater than equal to 400, then it's going to be B only. Then again, right? Are you getting this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Else, if it is greater than equal to 0, but greater than 300, we call this C plus. Else, we call this as else grade is else C. So you can also call this last grade, na? So you can call this way as well. You can also call this. Is this clear now, guys, how I write this code?
Yes.
Right. Soon after this, I use run statement. If I use this run statement, does it help me to create these variables? Am I able to get my variables properly, guys? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is how we go for writing the program for what? E, A plus. Okay, I see something strange happened here.
Sir,
It is saying E, A plus. So for example, this customer, this student, which is greater than 800. Okay, this is 800. Oh, then fine. If it is 700, it should be A plus. Nitin, what is the output for Nitin is coming, guys? It's coming A, which is wrong. Correct?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how to correct this here? What will you do here? What will you do here, guys? Tell me. 700 means A plus, else grade is equal to A. Then ends. Nothing is wrong in this program. If it is greater or equal to 700 but less than 800 is going to be E only. Then why it is saying that?
Plus operator is not coming there.
Plus
Sorry.
operator is missing.
Plus is
Plus
missing.
operator.
Plus operator is
No,
not
no,
coming
no,
in.
no, 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 no.
Sir, the above line shows if his score is greater than 600, then do this operation.
This is okay. Maybe you just say version 1. Okay,
Understand.
let me do this here to see what is happening now. If I go with this dataset to version 1, I can see the score is all C. What I have given here in the code, C plus. Okay, okay. So it
Yes.
is C. This should be C plus, right?
Huh, C plus plus
Hmm.
operator is not showing.
So what is happening here? You have to go for defining the length for
Then
this
great.
as well, 3 dot.
Hmm.
Now, if you run this program, you see the result is coming. Did you
Yes.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we have done this part. Now let's go for summarizing table. Quickly, we'll complete the summarizing part. So in summarizing table in SAS, what we do, we use proc, SQL, quit, just like burger cake. Upper cake, lower cake, beach में masala. What the masala? You can write here select query, select count of customer underscore ID as subscriber, comma, select count of customer is subscriber, mean of age as average age, then sum of number of trips as widgets, sum of number of trips as widgets, sum of spent underscore amount as spent from SAS underscore prog dot made underscore 2026. If you run this query, what is happening, guys, here? It gives the summary output. How to make the summary output formatted? You can write here format, comma, 10 dot. For this format, 10 dot. For this format, comma, 10 dot. For this format, dollar 15 dot. If I run this program, what is it happening? It is in dollar format. It is in 1000 comma separator. It is in number format. It is in 1000 comma separator. If I want to present this, select company wise, and here you can say group by company. You can also write order by company. If you do that, you see the result by company wise, subscriber base, average age, visits, and spend amount. If you write the same program here, if you write the same program over here, in this company, before company use state underscore code, comma, then your group by you can write here 1, 2, order by also you can write here 1, 2. This will take in SAS SQL, not in SQL. With group by you can write 1, 2. If you run this program, you get the result is coming by state code, company wise, count of customer, average age, total visits, and spend amount. This is how we go for summarizing data using SAS SQL programming. So in SAS, we use SQL engine, and we also make leverage of SQL most of this program to complete task. Now we'll talk about transposing data rows to column and column to rows. So transposing rows to, columns to rows, transposing rows to column. So how do you do that? Both the things. Now we'll be doing it here. Save. Now close this file. Transposing data. So there is a table called company and state code wise population. So I'll go back to my program. I can say data, company, subs, infile, cards, DSD, DLM is equal to 09x. Input, company as a character, then your state code name, which is this. It's a numeric value. Just keep the state code name as it is. Okay. Then you use cards. Copy this data and paste it here. If I run this program, proc print data is equal to company subscriber. What I see, the output is coming this way. Does it make sense to all of you guys? Everyone, did you see this data?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now I want to convert those state code, 7 state codes from column to rows. That means 9 rows now. When you are converting column into rows, it will become 63 records. 9 into 7 state code, which is going to 63 records. So how it is going to be created? First of all, proc sort data. You want to sort the data because you want to transpose by what? By company. So you can keep this proc sort data, company subs by company. Then you can write here proc transpose data is equal to master dataset name is this. Use out equal to version 1. Then you use here where all this variable name, the state code name, by company, and you can say run. So this is called transposing columns into rows. So if you say proc print data is equal to company subscriber version 1, if you run this program here, what is happening? It is coming as 63 records. Are you getting this, guys, now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is confusion? Underscore name underscore call 1. This is state code. This is called subscriber. So you will write here bracket start, rename bracket start, underscore name underscore to state underscore code, call 1 to subscriber. Close the value. Now if you run this program, what is happening? It will come as state code and subscriber. This is how transposing happens from column to rows. Now we'll talk about transposing rows to column. What is rows to column? So we have this table now. Proc print data is equal to this dataset name. Guys,
Yes, sir.
we have this table. Now we want to transpose this state code from rows to column. How to do that? First of all, you will say proc sort data. Dataset name is this. When you say transpose by what? By company. So we will say by company. You will write here proc transpose data company version 1 out equal to version 2. Right? What you'll do here, ID statement, because what you want to convert rows to column in this table, you want to convert state code. So you will write here ID is equal to state underscore code. This ID is going to take care of what? What convert rows to column. It will say where is going to be subscriber, and by is going to be company. Now, if you say proc print data is equal to company subscriber version 2, what will happen now after transposing this? Your data has converted, rows has gone to column. Only thing underscore name underscore subs is coming. You can write here while transposing drop equal to underscore name underscore. If you do that, your transposing done from rows to column. Is this clear to all of you guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
interview question. In this, they'll ask this question. Use of ID statement. Use of ID statement in proc transpose. Can you answer that? ID statement to convert variable from rows to columns.